All right, let's talk about Star Trek. We're going to talk just about Star Trek for the next however long we can talk just about Star Trek.
No, we won't.
We will, and we shall.
We are going to stay focused on an episode of DS9 with a long-ass Latin name.
Was anybody in this episode in Seinfeld?
Yes.
Damn it! Who?
Adrienne Barbeau, was she on Seinfeld?
Adrienne Barbeau? That sounds like a very sexy name.
She's got some Susan Sarandon bombs.
She was in Rizzo in Grease?
Yeah, she was in Maude.
Wow.
Yeah.
She voiced Catwoman on the Batman animated series.
Yep.
Adrienne Barbeau was in Back to School. I've seen Back to School 1,000 times. I have no idea who she was in Back to School.
The one with
And
the huge cans.
I can literally say I've seen Back to School 1,000. Oh, she was Vanessa. She was his first wife. Or his second wife. Ah, that makes sense.
It all makes sense now, Bob.
Hey, what's with the midget? That's right, Vanessa. Wow. That's awesome. Okay, now I know who she is. Here's you. Here's Giorgio. What's with the midget? Wow, okay, all right. Very excited. Back to School. Wow, that's her. That's awesome. Why does all of our furniture have names? I love that. It's such a great movie.
It's been too long.
Far too long.
Well, it's because it used to be on every weekend, but now it's not. They have like a whole new cycle of like early like 2099 movies that they play instead of Back to School. Like it was on Comedy Central every other weekend back in the day. Now they can show shit I don't care about, so that's why I don't have those channels.
Apparently,
No
it's
more
on
rain
Hulu,
delays.
So maybe I'll have to watch it
It's great. Is it streaming anywhere?
on Hulu. It says.
Oh wow! I would
Well,
get Hulu.
Now I know what I'm doing this weekend.
It's essentially in Dangerfield playing the same guy he plays in all of his movies. He's the rich asshole guy.
Rodney
he's-
Dangerfield as Rodney Dangerfield.
Thornton Mellon.
He was great in Caddyshack.
Robert Downey Jr. is also in Back to School. And
Was
so
she-
so is Dax. Dax is in Back to School.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she plays Valerie.
Esri?
She plays Valerie Desmond. No, she plays the girl that Jason Mellon is in love with.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Farrell, Valerie Desmond.
Okay, Terry Farrell.
Yeah,
The one that I was trying to think of with Adrienne Barbeau, though, the first time I ever...
Adrienne Barbeau. What a sexy name.
Well, I knew her only as sexy Adrienne Barbeau because the first thing I ever saw her in was Swamp Thing. In 1982 Swamp Thing, and she was the sex kitten star of that. So then when I saw Maude, I was completely confused because she wasn't the sexy Swamp Thing girlfriend in Maude.
What a career she was in. Maude and Quincy M.E. and The Love Boat and Fantasy Island and Murder, She Wrote. Wow. She was in Murder, She Wrote quite a few times.
Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Oh. Batman. I can't believe she was Selena Kid. That's so awesome. Look, we've been doing the show 5 minutes not talking about Star Trek.
Damn it!
Just because of
She
Adrienne
was
Barbeau.
in the episode.
Yeah, so it's still technically we're just letting folks know some of the background players in this episode of Star Trek, like William Sadler.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
we've seen him before. I'm sure he was in Days of Thunder. Like I know he wasn't, but he looks like he should be in Days of Thunder. Like the Tom Cruise NASCAR movie, he looks like he was a race car driver in that movie.
He looks like the guy who's going to hold you accountable for the rules, you know? Like he would totally have Iceman's back in Top Gun.
Yeah.
That's right. We don't like the way you fly.
You tell him, Iceman. And like he gives him high five.
Yeah.
He's the Grim Reaper in Bill and Ted's.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was in
Wow.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
That's right. We talked about this because
He's the president in the Marvel universe.
is he? He's
in Iron Man
President.
3.
He's President Donald Trump. Marvel Donald Trump. Huh.
No, actually, this was during Obama's time, so they, of course, had to put a white man back in the office.
Like,
Oh, jeez.
you got to make it look real.
Yeah, nobody will believe it.
Nobody. He was in Machete. Okay. In 2003, he played Sheriff Dokes in Machete Kills, and he was in a movie called The Suspect, and then he played Sheriff Dixon. I wonder if he got his lines mixed up. It's like, oh man, Sheriff D. I got confused. I'm sorry.
Machete Kills is a decent movie.
I've heard good things. I like
pretty
Machete.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, so this is another Section 31 episode. Very good. I gotta tell you, not for anything, and I'm not even really a big fan of that saying, but the new dress uniforms when Brazier is at the Romulan planet look fucking cool as shit.
Well, did we first see those in one of the movies with Picard where he, was it Insurrection?
I
The
believe
first
it
time
One
we
where he
saw
had
those?
the
No.
Or was it the
head-
wedding?
like the headdress on?
Yeah, I remember the
No, I
headdress.
think that was Wrath
or
of
did we have
Khan.
did we have him at the wedding with Troy? Was that the first place we saw him? Was it?
No, that was A New Hope. You're thinking of A New Hope. That was Buck Rogers.
Flash Gordon, maybe, but not Buck
White. Wait, it looks like a priest's outfit or something, like during confirmation or something. Like they
I
wear
just
that.
like how we go to war, so our combat uniforms adjust to more gray and subtle colors because it's like, okay, yeah, you know, but just like why I said that the Marines dress uniforms look better than the Navy and the Air Force and the Army because they usually die horrifically in battle, so they have more funerals than we do, so they need to have their dress uniforms look better than ours do.
But I really
That's why
like
these Starfleet uniforms look so good.
I really like
it's an insurrection.
I like the
Okay.
gray, the zipper gray part. That part's neat looking. Like that was really cool.
And captains and admirals have white in that
Yeah.
area.
White. Ben said
White.
white. They have white in there.
Quite white.
We ain't got no coloreds in there. We got whites in there, man, for the admirals.
Admiral Ross. Dress for less.
I'm just saying colors like actual colors, like gray and blue and stuff, man. But then they got white.
Look, I don't even George Wallace my
colors don't
laundry
run.
anymore.
White. But yeah, the saga continues, and I was even telling Stephanie like this is the last episode before the end.
Yeah.
Like this is it. Jenny froze on us. I feel like Jenny's in like a hostage situation because like she's in a very white room just holding a microphone like, oh God, they're going to kill me. I know it.
She has been blinking and it looks like there's something written on her eyelids, but I can't make it out.
She's
Resolution's too
frozen.
small.
How do you even pronounce this episode? Inter Aram
Inter Arma Enim Sealant Legis.
Okay.
They
That's
say
gonna-
it in the episode.
Yeah, I saw that, but that's going to be a
It's
real
kind
pain.
of lame.
That's going to be a real pain in the ass to put in the podcast description and stuff.
Just
Not
copy
really.
and paste.
No, I'm looking forward to that. I'm just saying, man, like you got to get that XML perfect or it won't upload right. Then it's going to be stupid. It's going to take fucking forever. Wait.
You're the reason we didn't start playing Doctor Podcast a year earlier.
Well, if somebody, we have to.
You scared the shit out of us with how difficult it was to upload, so we were just like, I don't want to do that. I need
Well,
to
it's gotten
read first.
easier. Like XML has gotten easier to do.
Well, we just use this company that does it all. Like it had a WordPress login.
Yeah.
And so we would just like click and it was done.
See, we've been doing podcasts for so long that really wasn't even a thing back then. It's much easier now to do XMLs and shit.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't do any XML stuff when it's all just the plug-in and just let it do it.
Plug it in, plug it in. So yeah, so this episode is real it's real gangsta. It's good.
I'm looking at the plot and I was just like, Now the other thing though, this was probably the worst episode to try this experiment on. but I watched it on a small screen
How'd that go?
because I was getting nostalgic, and because televisions we just had this whole thing about the TV when I was growing up was that 25-inch Zenith in the living room.
Yes.
And so I watched it. Obviously don't have a monitor that small, but I have an old 27-inch monitor. So I just watched it, and of course they opposite letterbox on these episodes to make them square. So it was close to 25 inches.
Yeah, well,
And
sometimes
then I sat 6 foot away from it and watched it. And I tell you, the special effects and the makeup looked amazing.
Well, I think sometimes because I was watching it because we switched TVs, we have a newer TV upstairs now, and I watched it on that, and you can clearly see the difference in color of Garrick's face and his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't do any makeup to his hands at all, but his face is great. He's got human.
He's always doing this. They got to
Yeah.
put makeup on his hands.
Yeah.
Well, Odo's eyes and Worf's nose is what
Yeah.
gets me in a lot of episodes, and then a lot of times the Ferengi.
Yeah.
You'll see edges.
Yeah, you see edges on
where the-
Garrick too under his eyes.
Yeah,
You know.
and when you're sitting across the room from a 25-inch screen, you can't see any of this shit.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
what playback monitors did they have when they were shooting this episode? Like, it probably wasn't. It was standard definition. Like,
Yes,
it probably
what,
wasn't
like-
very large.
720p or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, that looks great.
yeah, it looks awesome.
Well, that's why they had to do so much rework on what was it?
TNG.
TNG when they did the HD revision.
And I mean-
What was it? Somebody said since I don't know if we'll have another episode out before it comes up, but Star Trek Day is this month, September 9th, right? So it'll be before the day before we record again. So it'll be next Wednesday.
Now, pardon my ignorance, but what is Star Trek Day?
I have no
Sep-
idea.
September 9th, 1966 was the first episode, or September 8th, 1966 was the first episode.
Which one is it, Ben?
The 8th. I get it mixed up because September 9th was Jennifer Brown's birthday, and she was the person I had a crush on since 3rd grade. But so
If you're listening, Jennifer Brown.
well, she married a crackhead down at or meth dealer in South Alabama or some shit. I don't know. Anyway,
It's not that bad for Alabama.
no, double wide. But so Star Trek Day, September 8th, is coming up, and so then the question was, are they going to make any big announcements? Because they try, sometimes they try to fix it so they put big announcements out on September 8th. And so the big thing everybody's hoping for this year is that because of all the buzz about DS9, is that we'll see an HD. They announced that they're going to be doing the HD version of DS9 like they did TNG.
I'm actually looking at trekmovie.com right now, your source for everything new in Trek.
I don't count that as a valid source, but go ahead.
All right. I
No
think
Starlog magazine.
I
that's
think
for
at one
sure.
point they listened to our show. I think we met them at one of the cons. CBS celebrating Star Trek Day with 24 hours of virtual panels, marathon, and more. The original Star Trek debuted, blah, 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 54 years, 24 hours. Online Star Trek Day activities include a series of panels, news announcements, and free streaming Star Trek TV marathon, a merchandise sale, and new emojis.
I think at one of those panels, I believe they're going to announce the HD version of DS9, and it will only be available via Star Trek All Access.
Ben's prediction.
That's my prediction.
All right, so it says here, Star Trek Discovery, the series stars, showrunners, then Strange New Worlds, they're going to talk a little bit, and then
Nice.
Enterprise, they're going to talk a little bit, Deep Space Nine, they're going to talk a little bit, the original series. I mean, who's left from the original series? Just,
Shatner, Takei.
and then your boy,
Michelle Nichols.
yeah, but she's not doing well from what I understand.
She's
The monkeys guy, the one they
Chekhov.
brought in Chekhov
George,
for all the kids.
Yeah.
And
Walter
then
Koenig.
Lower Decks. I haven't seen the new Lower Decks episodes
I
yet.
haven't seen this week's yet. The last one I saw was last week's. So.
And then at 12 a.m., Star Trek Day streaming marathon begins. Marathon break. Star Trek Day global panels. Star Trek Day streaming continues. Marathon concludes. So it just sounds like they're just going to show a bunch of Star Trek episodes.
Yeah, but there's panels, and that's when they're going to make these big announcements.
The announcements will be that, yes, we have been ripping off Dork Trek this whole time.
They're never going to admit that.
I mean, you know.
Never.
Either that or I'm on one of the panels, and it's just like, well, when I first invented Dork Trek years ago.
No, Jenny and I
have...
invented Dork Trek.
I know, but I'm going to take credit for it because
No way,
it's all
Jose.
access. And that's how we play at CBS.
Jenny, we were at McFadden's, and we invented Dork Trek there.
Lucky's. It was Lucky's.
Well, yeah, that's right, because it had changed by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's too bad it wasn't McFadden's, because then you'd have a Star Trek connection.
Nope. It was Lucky's, and I had been watching Star Trek nonstop.
So now Lucky's has an 18 Wheels of Justice.
Yeah, there you go.
What was the chance of that happening?
Weird, man. Weird. Yep, Jenny and I invented Dork Trek, and I said I want to do a Star Trek podcast because the Hulkster was doing a podcast at the time. He was one of the only people I knew who was doing a podcast in 2011.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Now I got my groceries, and the delivery guy goes, "Hey, have you heard the new grocery delivery guy podcast? You should check it out." Everybody has a podcast.
And I had been watching so much
That's
Star
what's
Trek, and I said, let's do a Star Trek podcast. And Jenny said, cool. And then I'm sure she regrets that second every day of the rest of her existence. She's going to be like, that sounds dumb. And I'd be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I know I wouldn't have done it. But Jenny was like, that sounds fun. We should do it.
I'm a purveyor of dumb ideas.
Aren't we all, though? Like, isn't that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
But yes. Police House. So yeah, what are we talking about here? This fancy titled episode. There's some serious spy shit going on, dudes.
So I think it's a little too on the nose that when we start the episode and it's Garrick and Bashir, having lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the conference, and Garrick's talking about, I wonder, if they're going to send any, intelligence agents or blah, blah, blah. This is a perfect opportunity. No. This is just a cut to, hey, we want you to be a spy. What?
Hello, Julian. I see you're sleeping.
I like, go back to sleep. I like to watch you sleep.
Now, in the Wikipedia, they call him Luther Sloan. Did they ever say his first name?
I think on
Or
some
was that his
episode they
fake
do.
name that he was using?
No, he was Luther Sloan.
I think he was Sloan Peterson.
He's not
Sloan
Sloan
Peterson. That's how I remember it.
No.
Luther Sloan Peterson.
That's not his name.
It's Ferris Bueller.
Sloan Peterson.
Do you have a kiss for Daddy? That's how it is in their family.
My God, no. Stop.
Like, why didn't Rooney immediately phone someone when he sees the father and daughter making out? Like,
Because he's kind of into that.
I was going to say. One
mean,
for the spank bank.
Isn't it though? I mean, isn't it as an educator like Rooney? It's like legally he has to alert someone about abuse. That's abuse, bro. Make the call, Rooney. Then Ferris Bueller would have taken a really dark turn at that point.
There's an Amber Alert for Sloan Peterson.
Oh my God.
They're
Think about
chasing
it.
the parade.
Yeah.
Federal agents are storming Wrigley Field.
Well, I guess. Well, no, they would think it was, I guess, Sloan Peterson's dad, and he would have been arrested and like locked up, and then they have to explain like, well, do I risk getting busted skipping school? Do I make Sloan Peterson's dad go to jail and be registered as a sex offender forever? I can't let Rooney
And
win.
then it kind of turns into half-baked because they got to get out of there before the guy before Squirrel Master leaves. And the big black guy is going to rape Sloan Peterson's dad.
Oh my God. This is.
I forgot about that subplot of Half Baked, and I'm sad that you brought it up. I just remember them messing with Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole reason why they were selling weed is because they needed to get the bail money to get him out of jail for getting a police horse stoned and dead.
Yeah, I remember that part. I don't remember the prison rape scene.
Yeah.
In
Well,
Half
now I
Baked.
know what else I'm doing this weekend.
Such a great movie.
And it's what's his face too, isn't it? Harlan Williams.
Yeah, Harlan Williams.
Yeah.
Who I don't like, but he's great in that movie.
Yeah. Well, how can you? I mean, everybody's great in that. I don't like Jim Brewer, but he's great in that movie.
I kind of like Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Like he grows on you.
I mean,
I can take him in doses.
Yeah, me too. And about the biggest dose I could take Jim Brewer is probably Half Baked, and anything after that is just like I'm good.
Who's coming with?
Like I couldn't remember who Harland Williams was.
Mhm.
No, I'm good now. I'm like, yeah, I like that guy. I don't want to like Harland Williams. If that makes any sense.
No, it totally does. I get that all the time.
But every time I see him in something, I'm like, I don't want to watch this with this idiot.
What do you see him
And
in?
then
I
I
don't
like
see him. I haven't seen him in anything in forever.
Oh no, I'm talking about back when he was.
Okay.
Dude, I have no. I exist above and within time. March,
Right. Calm
March,
down.
March
That
was.
sounded awesome though.
All right, Matthew McConaughey.
That's awesome though.
is
And
a
his
flat
hair's growing
circle.
out too, so it's kind of believable.
I have no concept of where I am or what I am.
No, I know.
It just-
I feel you.
It's like March was yesterday, or maybe it was 6 years ago. I
Who
don't know.
knows?
It's September now, which is weird. Like it just,
Star
it's like
Trek Day is
100 degrees today.
yeah.
95, and it feels like 108. And as someone on TikTok taught me, that means it's 108. If it feels like 108, it's 108. Just say it.
And then, yeah, it's September, and I don't understand what's happening. Like
If
I
the
remember,
World Series isn't happening.
well, that's coming. It'll get there. I don't know, man. I'm just, yeah. My mom is trying to make plans for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Thanksgiving? We got to get through the election first.
We'll be in the Civil War by that point.
Like, or the war of Trump aggression.
Just trying to take this year like one tragedy at a time. Let's not get into the Civil War just yet.
All right. Or as they call it, a boogaloo. Is that what the warmongers are calling it? Oh, Jenny's got a new background. That looks
And
much
it's
cooler than your old
watermarked.
background.
Is that the carpet from the
Shining? No. it's-
Overlook Hotel?
No, that carpet's
one of the-
red. And,
I'm one of the judges on Drag Race.
oh, that's fun. Dr. Tim has a Mystery Science Theater 3000 one that I wanted to get. It's Tom Servo and Crow right there together. I don't know what I would do without Pluto Television. Man, I watch that all the time. Even have they started showing any other episodes of TNG besides like 4 of them? They show the same 4 episodes all the time.
Every now and then they
Look at Ben.
Ben's on TV.
That's awesome.
I
An
figured this one.
old TV.
I figured this one out today during a meeting at work. So it's just like, all right.
They have a Mystery Science Theater channel on Pluto.
Yes, it's great.
Oh,
They
now
have
I know
every
what else
kind
I'm
of
doing
channel.
this weekend.
There's every kind of channel for everything.
There's a Carol Burnett Show channel. There's an Adams Family channel.
How does Pluto TV?
It's Viacom.
Oh, never mind.
So they just
And
run.
advertising for right-wing media.
Yes. Oh my God, there's so much Trump commercials. And it's funny because a guy I know voices all the Trump commercials.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Every time I hear his voice, I'm like, wow. Wow. I want to message him on Facebook.
James Steele?
No. James Steele he's doing the QAnon voiceovers. That's a guy that we know. This is another guy we know. And I'm like, wow, that's, I want to message him, be like, wow, how's that money treating you? They better be paying you well to do that shit. Because as soon as I hear it, I'm like, I know that guy.
Wow.
But yeah, no.
Wow.
But
You
it's
gotta
all.
think of who's going to be watching Pluto TV with those old ass shows?
Old people.
Would be older people.
Old
the
people
Carol
have to
Burnett
get
is
to
on.
it. They have to get to Pluto, and that sounds difficult.
There's a lot of channels to navigate through. on
Yeah.
that. Like, I don't think it's very friendly to older people.
Yeah. I just think
I found my zone. Like, I have my 2 favorite channels, my Doctor Who channel, my Star Trek channel, and I just flip between them.
Nerd.
If I accidentally go up, and then all of a sudden it's like cartoon, like Nickelodeon cartoons. I'm like, what is this? What's happening? Get me back in my safe place.
I called Daniel. He's like, make his mom put him in an Uber and send over and like change the channel for me. I don't know what.
That's funny that you have, because I have 2 Pluto channels, and it's Mystery Science Theater 3000, and every now and then I'll just turn it to like the Impact Wrestling channel because they have old Impact Wrestling just to see. And I never watch it, but that's the only other channel I'll go to. I'll be like, what's on? No, I'm not watching that. And then I'll just have to go all the way back up. That's funny.
So,
that you-
yeah, I don't
Sometimes the commercials are timed out pretty well to
Yeah.
where I can flip between Doctor Who and Star Trek between the commercial breaks, and it's just like a continuing story going on.
You get like your own mashup going on between the two shows.
Yeah,
I would watch the Star Trek channel, but they only show season 1 and 2 episodes of TNG.
they do. Every now and then they'll show like
The best seasons.
like the lower, they were showing the Lower Decks episode when it first came out. They'll
Okay.
show like the movies sometimes.
Oh.
Really? I've only seen like Pulaski episodes, and I'm like, all right, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, like I think The Child was on today,
Yeah.
the rape baby episode.
I saw the one episode where Riker and his dad fought with the big things.
Jujutsu.
Yeah.
That made up crap.
It's just American Gladiator stuff.
I missed that show.
And see,
Cultural
it has
appropriation.
you know what? It has a channel on Pluto. There's a whole channel of American Gladiators.
I still remember when American Gladiators came out. I wrote an essay and tried to get it in the school paper, or not. I was trying to get it in some newsletter or something, but it was basically the fall of Western civilization because we had come back around to Panamits or census or
You know what? You're
bread
not wrong.
circuses. And it was like we're literally watching gladiators again. This is the fall of Rome.
Yeah, but
Give
to
the
be
people their bread and circuses. But no, it got worse.
To be fair, they were shooting each other with Nerf guns and tennis balls and shit. It's not like they were feeding Christians to lions.
After the re-election, I
Yeah, I'm
guarantee
still waiting for that.
during his fifth or
I got a couple I can throw on the list.
during the fifth or sixth year during his next term, we're going to get reinstated with basically public executions where if you're found guilty of something, then it's just like they put you in like the hunting zone.
They
and
just
then,
stone
you
you.
know, boy, no, you come out there with your rifles and hunt them. And so that's where we're going.
Let's not talk about this.
do that.
Yeah, let's not talk about this. Let's talk about Star Trek.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the clean, wholesome Star Trek of Section 31.
31. And Luther Sloan Peterson.
Luther Sloan Peterson. Luther.
Yeah. So
How long was he watching Bashir sleep?
I don't know. But I mean, like,
an hour and 14
might as well.
minutes.
He spends the whole episode just being creepy because at one point when Bashir is talking to the Tal Shiar guy, there's just a shot of Peterson in the bushes.
Yeah.
Like,
He's pretending to talk to somebody. And
it's like this.
don't you blow this?
No, this one it's just him alone in shrubbery.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like
Just wrote on the wall, Sloan was here.
yeah, spy arrow. You know, like, yeah. I love how Ben's pantomiming.
Hey, it's for the Patreons.
For the Patreons. But yeah, it's preposterous. Like, and I love the emo, like, black Starfleet uniforms. Like, they're so sad. They're sad Starfleet. We're sad.
My Chemical Starfleet.
Now, I did like that we got to use the Voyager sets in this episode. So when they go to Romulus,
Hey, do these count as Voyager episodes that we like?
no.
Damn it!
This was not the Voyager, though. It was the same class as the Voyager. It was
Yeah.
The Bellaphone.
The Harry
Hierophant,
Belafonte.
which is also reference to the Chimera episode.
It's not the Harry Belafonte.
No.
It should be.
I
That would be
thought
a
it was
cool
cool,
ship.
though, that they weren't on the Defiant or a Runabout.
Yeah, me too. They were actually on a different vessel.
And I think it's like you've got these sets.
Yeah.
It's like, use them. Starfleet has a bunch of ships.
Like when they had, what was it, the Odyssey?
Ben, you just sounded like such a baby, right? Starfleet has a bunch of hairy ships. Why don't you use them?
Why don't you use one of your you've got all these classes that I've studied in detail for my entire life. I can help you. Let me be the guy who decides. I can make your show better.
Got all these ships.
Just seriously, just
I'm a big crabby.
CBS All Access. I know you're listening. Hire me. Give me veto power. I will be a benevolent God. Trust me. I can make your show better.
I don't know if the shows need to be better. I mean, Lower Decks is pretty good. So,
Did you see that fucking
I
look,
know.
Dave?
Jesus.
I thought he was gonna jump through the screen.
It's too many fudge rounds. It's all running through his blood.
Too much sushi.
I feel bad because I just found another one. One fell out of the box before, and I didn't see it, and so it's like, do I go ahead and mute my mic and eat it? And the answer
Save it later. Save it for later.
The answer is yes.
But yeah.
Hey, Homer, why don't you win me one of those burgers over here?
Another Whopper
I
for the
can't move under my
copper.
own power.
I like this episode, man. It's real spooky and spy-ish.
Oh yeah.
I like everything about the quickening. The quickening comes back.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
I
Highlanders.
love how the Romulan, Tal Shiar head is just like, so how would you weaponize that?
he just flat out asks him.
If I
No,
wanted to
seriously,
make
though.
this, no, but well, we've got several ways of we're working toward a cure. No, that's not what I'm asking.
No.
How bad is it for humans in particular?
Do I look like I want a cure? I don't. I want to know how to use it.
Other than the fact that he was,
Do you have a cure? Because if you do, throw it away. Because I don't want anybody to find it.
Tell me where it's stored.
Are you the only person who knows the formula for the cure?
Because if you do, we'll kill you right now. The makeup on my TV looked really bad. He looked really bronze. All the Romulans looked really, really bronzy.
You could see the gap between the prosthetic and the
Yeah.
actual skin.
It was really
eyebrow.
noticeably terrible this episode. Maybe I need to watch it on a small TV 20
Looked
feet away.
Great for me.
It looked like
25-inch screen at 6 feet or more. It looked great.
it looked garbage on like 42 inches with me I guess that's not like I was right on top of the
arm
TV.
length?
I mean I was probably a good 6 feet away, but it was like, wow, this looks really bad. And that's why I was afraid to watch it on the newer TV, because I noticed when we watched the Star Trek episodes, Ben, on your big fancy TV at your house, because you have like a 4K, right?
Yeah.
It looks like shit.
4K HDR.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
But you got to change to like theater mode or whatever.
Yeah.
To get that interpolation out of it.
Interpolation.
I got used to it, and now things look weird when I don't have it.
We just got a projector because we wanted to get a projector, because I guess when you have kids you want to have projectors for. I don't fucking know, but I want to watch Godzilla on the projector and Star Trek episodes.
On the side of your house?
I guess outside. I don't fucking know what we're gonna do.
Sometimes
Maybe
when
on the garage, like sit in the driveway and put it on the garage door, right?
sometimes if I'm kind of
Huge
bummed out,
speakers.
I put the original 1954 Godzilla theme on. And then, like, I'll find, like, sound clips of his roar. Like that original roar. There's nothing can beat, I mean, fuck any new Godzilla.
I mean, the new Godzilla movie, I mean, I didn't see the one with Bryan Cranston. I heard it was kind of boring. But the Godzilla King of Monsters was cool. Like, the story was weak, but it was still good.
Are they still going to do a Godzilla versus King Kong?
Fuck yeah. I already told Sophie we're going to go see it. 2021, it's coming out. And then the King Kong movie I thought was sweet.
I enjoyed that. That's why I was really hoping there would be a King Kong versus Godzilla, because seeing those two beasts. But they have to keep ramping up how big they are.
Well, Godzilla is proportionately larger than King Kong. They have to make King Kong larger somehow.
Yeah. Well, Godzilla has to be big
Steroids.
because of
Radiation.
Tokyo. Like, well, Tokyo 1954, the tallest building was but yay high.
And he's
Godzilla was yay higher.
Because of the firebombing.
I don't know anything
Look,
about
man,
that.
Godzilla was politically
different time.
charged. It was a politically charged film. It was like
No,
what?
nuclear
Politics out of
charged.
movies.
No, I'm saying no, Ben. It was like it was a commentary on nuclear war.
I understand.
You know, that was unleashed by the West.
Did you ever see when he fought the pollution monster in the 70s when
No.
EPA was a big thing? Yeah,
Uh-uh.
there's a big sludge, and it was just like all the pollution in the oceans had accumulated and became a monster.
That's fun.
So yeah, it's always been a very political thing. I liked Godzilla before it was political.
Did you
before the
see-
social justice warriors
Back
took
when it was
over?
just monster breaking shit.
Yeah.
Did you see Shin Godzilla, which was really enjoyable?
I did not. I've seen
It was
clips
good.
from it.
It was good.
And I know where I can watch it, but I haven't.
I
And
saw it in the
I've
theater.
heard repeatedly that I should watch it.
There was a stretch where like the only movies I'd seen in the theater, because I go to the theater so little, were just Godzilla movies, and they were so far apart. It was like I saw Shin Godzilla, and then I saw a Star Wars movie, and then I saw what's a Star Trek movie, because I saw Wrath of Khan in the theaters when it came out.
Yep.
And my wife was like, "Do you ever go to new movies?" I was like, "Fuck you, no."
I think Jenny and I went to see. Did we saw a motion picture at Lynnhaven, didn't we?
I saw the motion picture. It was dope.
I thought we saw it. I know I saw it. I can't remember anymore. Like literally, the last movie I saw in the theater was Call of the Wild.
Because we were making fun of you because the computer dog.
Yeah, and
I remember that.
Then the world ended.
Yeah, the last movie
So
I
it's just
saw
like-
was the last movie I saw was the Star Wars movie. That shit sucked. I don't care what anybody say.
I've seen every Marvel movie with my youngest son since he's been old enough to go to movies like that. And so now he hit me with that guilt trip. He's like, "Yeah, Dad, ever since Iron Man, I think Iron Man 3, we've seen every Marvel movie together, just you and me."
Oh.
So, and then I'm like, "Well, now I'm stuck taking his ass to movies."
Are you taking him to see New Mutants?
No,
God, that movie looks awful.
I
wanna see it.
don't think that's a Marvel movie, is it?
Technically,
I
it's
thought
a
that was an
Marvel
Amazon.
property.
I thought it was an Amazon Prime that they just didn't know what to do with. No, okay.
Created by Chris Claremont.
And Bob McLeod, they spelled his name wrong in the
Oh, really?
Yes. You didn't see that? He was bitching on Facebook like, at first they did this and they did this and they did this and they did this, but that kind of happens sometimes, and they change this and they change this. He's like, but they could at least spelled my name right.
Jesus. That just means they care.
No.
We had it all. But yeah, this episode of Deep Space Nine is good, man. They go to Romulus, and the Admiral William Ross is there, and they're trying to have this meeting where they're talking, because they're trying to find out if Kaval, who is the head of the Tal Shiar, if he has that weird disease.
Yep.
That Sarek had.
Von syndrome ain't nothing to fuck with.
Was it the same thing as?
Yeah, because it was like emotions and stuff. Like he made him. Didn't Tuvok have? What's his name had it?
Sarek?
Sarek had it, didn't he?
No, I don't think.
I thought he was just old.
I thought he had Bendai syndrome.
I thought they were the same. Why would they make up another syndrome that I have to remember? That's annoying. It's a neurological disease mainly affecting Romulans. It's typically degenerative. It's like Lou Gehrig. Come on, why make up because here I am thinking he just was going to start showing emotions and crying and stuff. Why do they got to make up new space fucking diseases that I got to try to remember what they do?
Space Lou Gehrig's disease.
Come the fuck on.
And then
So you're telling me some guy named Tuvon played for the Space Yankees got this disease, and so
Right
they named it
now,
after him?
I feel like the most lucky Romulan.
No, he wouldn't say that, because Romulans wouldn't say things like that. They don't feel anything. He would just go, "I'm fine."
I'm fine, and I do not trust anyone in this audience.
Everything is fine. Admire my shoulder pads.
Everyone here is a traitor to the state.
We all have the same haircut. Men and women alike.
Now, did the
One haircut.
Tal Shiar
One
guy?
world.
He seemed like he was very.
Because now my whole premise is ruined, though, because I thought he had the sad disease. Some other fucking space disease.
There's all kinds of diseases, dude. The world is full of death.
I know, but I don't
More
need
so.
more space diseases to try to remember, man.
He got the space COVID.
It's stupid. Just give them all one disease.
They're all going to do the ice water challenge for him. Raise money for research.
They're going to dump water on him. They're like, that was cold.
Yes. I barely felt that.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he acted
Logically, I should be cold, but...
and that's the thing is they don't do logic.
I'm talking, well, Vulcans get it as well.
Yeah.
So they would dump it on the... And logically, I would be cold. Of course I would be, yes. If you dump water
I
on
choose
me...
not to feel the cold.
If you dump cold water on me, logically, I would be cold.
It would stand to reason.
Logic dictates, yes.
Quid pro quo interlegum did what?
Yeah, all right. So yeah, so they're trying to check out if this guy has this Tuvan syndrome, a condition that primarily affects Vulcans and Romulans, but it's not the one. Yeah, and Brazier discusses this with Admiral Ross, and they say they're going to meet these people and try to figure it all out. And then, and again, Kuval's like, "Hey, you got any of that quickening on you? Because there's some people here that could use that shit right now. We're gonna give it to them." What about that dude? Can you give that dude the quickening? He's like, I don't carry it around with me like fucking luggage or my space phone. Like, no, you should give it to him.
I heard that in the 20th century they were putting autism in the vaccines. Can we do that, but with the quickening?
What if we tell everybody it's a flu shot, but it's the quickening?
Yeah. Just back it in there.
You know how back in the 1950s of ancient Earth, how they used to put tracking chips in the smallpox vaccinations? We'd like that, except we'd like it to be the quickening and kill people.
I wonder how they didn't get sued though by the
The Highlander?
Yeah.
Because people weren't getting struck by lightning when they suffered from the quickening.
That'd be cool as shit though if they did.
It would be.
Like they just got a sword.
Like it forced you to cut somebody's head off and then get struck by lightning.
Sean
Well, it
Connery
did look
shows
kind of
up.
like you were struck by lightning the way that whole
Yeah. On your face. Who wants to live forever?
Me.
I wonder if that's showing anywhere. I would love to watch that.
Did you ever watch? You didn't watch the series with his
Fuck
cousin?
that. I didn't watch that show with man. Duncan McLeod.
man.
Duncan McLeod. Get the fuck out of here.
I watch that every week.
Should we do a podcast about it?
If we get to 500 Patreon.
500.
It's a big ass, Ben.
We're still working on the Law and Order podcast, right?
Hey man, we're halfway there. I think. What do we say? 50?
Been halfway there.
I mean, it's not like people are flocking to the podcast, Dennis.
Hey, I noticed that a lot of the episodes, and this is for folks who only listen to us on audio, there is a metric butt ton of Dork Trek material now on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, because every now and then I go through and just like, if it's been past a certain time, I'll just release it out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we do have a YouTube channel. It's just videos. I've been trying to gussy them up.
I've been watching them.
Like I've been playing with them, trying to do things to them. It's fun, I don't know.
Well, getting to see us when we're all younger and everything, it was
Yeah,
really
full of life.
Back when we still had hope.
But I feel like,
Not
man,
me. I've never had that.
Jenny, come on.
Here's the thing, all the ones that are online right now, I'm actively being poisoned by carbon monoxide.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
So, yeah. That was
Now you
kind
can look back and just reflect. Like,
I can watch the
I was
slow.
getting poisoned.
I'm watching the slow degeneration of my mental capacity as just like, oh.
Yeah, but I mean,
been
to be
watching that for like
fair,
10 years.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's because you're just eating all those fudge rounds, slowly killing yourself. You just don't have the cower to put the gun in your mouth, so you're just putting the fudge rounds in.
That's a lot more accurate than I
Instead
said.
of 9mm rounds, you're putting fudge rounds.
Yeah.
into your head.
Wow.
No, Ben, we love
I got to see my therapist.
Blocka.
Because that shit was that's pretty accurate.
Come on, Ben. We're just
My mother never told me she loved me.
we love you, Ben. You know what, man? You're a dear friend.
I know. I count you three among my closest friends of my entire life.
I mean, we're no Jay, your best friend from high school, but
Yeah.
It's true.
It was just funny, like literally up until the minute before we were on this call, I was talking to my other best friend from high school, Jeff.
ooh,
And,
he's got
Were you
that's
only
got a
friends
sting
with
for
Jay?
him.
Yes,
Well, no.
Ben, only Jays. James,
No.
Jeff, Jason,
Yeah.
Ger-
So Jay, no,
Gerard.
but here's the thing though, is that Jay and
Jebediah.
and Jeff
Jeremiah.
were my Spock and McCoy,
Okay.
right? So
So you were Kirk. Why were you Kirk?
well, no, because that was the thing is the three of us formed one brain. Like I needed Jay's emotionalism
Uh-huh.
and Jeff's analytical logic, and together it would come together, and then
And
I
your
could be
raw
the balance.
sexual power.
Yeah.
No,
God, I'm so hard.
I
right
can't.
now.
I cannot taint that triad. That
Taint.
was
Mm.
that was an unsullied time in my life before I knew the
Sullied.
wickedness of the flesh.
Raw sex. Would you do the double arm punch then if you weren't doing the sex stuff?
Oh, dude, did you see that on Lower Decks?
That was funny.
When they did the double fist, I was just like, yeah.
The one thing he was missing, he should have drop kicked somebody. Like, because Kirk was always doing that drop kick.
Yep.
You know, I wonder if, because Jerry O'Connell voices that character, I wonder if Rebecca Romaine got him to do the role.
Are they a couple?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're married.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And she's number one.
Yeah, when she broke up with John Stamos, she went with Jerry O'Connell.
That's a good. I mean, it's not. I mean, that's not. I mean, that's kind of 1A, right? I mean, they're both pretty hot dudes, aren't they?
Yeah, they're both good looking. Obviously, John Stamos is like smolderingly hot, but like as far as
I wouldn't even put
character. I don't know.
See, I knew Jerry O'Connell though when he was that teenage kid on My Superhero or whatever.
When he was fat.
When he's a chubby little kid.
Yeah.
So even though he's in great shape now, and I don't want to body shame anybody, but when you say he's compared to John Stamos, I'm like, oh, John.
I mean, he's a good looking dude.
I've known about or have watched on TV John Stamos since he was on General Hospital when he played Blackie, and the wayward teen that the Webbers took in and tried to straighten up, but. Now he's that older, but
all right, man.
Old Greek sex pot.
Yeah,
Uncle
Jesse. What was his last name on the show? For bonus points.
Jesse.
His name was Jesse.
Tanner.
No, his first name was Uncle.
That show sucks. Like, I don't know. Like
oh my God, that's two Uncle Jessies.
My daughter watches the rerun, like the new ones, and it's fucking awful.
Do kids like that stuff still?
What, on the Netflix one? Sophie loves that Fuller House. She has started watching Girl Meets World, which is I guess like the remake of Boy.
Well, it's his daughter. Or something. Yeah,
the Next Generation.
It's Boy Meets World Next Generation. It's surprisingly good, which is kind of shocking.
Is Mr. Feeney still on there?
No, but I guess. Fred Savage's little brother, I guess, who was the boy, is now a man, and he teaches school.
Okay.
And it's good. I mean, it's good. I was surprised. And then Sophie even goes back and watches Boy Meets World, which was completely out of my...
Oh my God.
I was doing drugs by then. Like, I didn't watch any of that shit. But I mean, that show's even pretty good.
Guess how old Mr. Feeney is?
91.
6,000.
93.
We were...
Holy shit.
Okay.
Jesus.
But yeah, Boy Meets World is pretty good. Girl Meets World is pretty good. It's better than all that other shit.
That actor, William Daniels, is one of my favorite actors.
Who, Mr. Feeney?
Yeah, he was the voice for Knight Rider. He was a doctor on St. Elsewhere, the heart surgeon who was very arrogant. And then he was also John Adams in the musical.
In Hamilton?
1776.
Alexander Hamilton.
So
that'd be awesome if Mr. Feeney just showed up.
One white guy
shows up, like when they needed John Adams, when the king is making fun
what's
of him.
up?
He shows up.
John Adams.
What?
I'm not gonna rap.
I'm not singing.
Oh no! Even better if he does, because imagine Knight Rider's voice.
I'm just here for the check.
Here for the
Alexander Hamilton
and John Adams.
Alexander Hamilton
and John Adams, Michael.
Hamilton's pretty cool. I'm surprised they sing the whole time.
They're people who haven't seen Alexander Hamilton. It's on Disney Plus.
It's good.
It's available.
It's good.
And
it is too much singing for me. I don't like musicals that are like all singing.
It's all singing. I asked a friend of mine, I was like, do they ever
musicals.
just fucking talk? And she's like, no, they sing the whole time. I was like, wow, that's a lot.
I made a reference
2
to
hours and 40 minutes of singing.
It's a lot.
They didn't get it. How can somebody not get an Alexander Hamilton joke at this point?
Maybe somebody just doesn't want to subscribe to Disney Plus.
Ben.
Do the free week.
There was like a movement though where everybody watched Hamilton. I felt online, like that's all Twitter was just people talking about Hamilton.
Oh, have you seen Hamilton yet? No,
I did. It was cool. I liked it. I was
I've seen
surprised.
it.
I liked that when Lin-Manuel Miranda guy. He's real cool.
I like Daveed Diggs.
I love.
I don't like Daveed Diggs.
Who's Daveed Diggs?
I like
Jefferson and Lafayette.
Oh, he was great.
Oh yeah, he's my
No, I
favorite.
don't like that guy.
There
Why?
may or
What's
may
not to
not.
like?
There may or may not be a restraining order.
Always overacting.
Just
So he plays Lafayette and
Jefferson.
Jefferson. All right.
Yeah.
Leslie Odom Jr. was great, man.
He played Aaron Burr. Yeah.
He was wonderful.
My son likes Burr because says he's the damn fool that shot him.
Did
And
you?
Bobby really likes Hamilton because they say shit, and he's like, he said the SH word. I'm like, yeah, I know, I heard. And Bobby also really likes Hercules Mulligan because he likes the block 'em. I'm her. Yeah.
They actually had. Who'd you say? Oh, I didn't get the guy's name.
Lamar
Odom.
Odom Jr.
Lamar Odom Jr.
So anyway, they had him. Do you remember the old
Lamar Kardashian Jr.
That's all the Kardashians.
Do
They're
you
all
remember
in.
the Michael Bay Got Milk commercial
No.
where it's
Was there a lot of explosions?
Was he glorifying a 15-year-old girl in it?
No,
and
it's
like putting
an
milk all over her
Alexander.
tits?
No, it's an
Michael
Alexander.
Bay's a pervert. Look what he did to what's her face with the weird thumbs.
Elizabeth Shue.
No, the other
It's
one,
Megan
Megan
Fox.
Fox.
So it's a Alexander Hamilton museum.
She was 15 in Bad Boys.
They're showing the different pictures, right? They've got the picture of the bullet that shot Hamilton. They've got the portrait of the duel, and then they've got the creepy guy, and he's spreading the thick layer of peanut butter on the bread, and he's eating the bread.
Oh yeah.
And then the music stops on the radio, and he goes, "All right, we're going to call one random
that's
caller
right.
with our
Yeah,
trivia
yeah.
commercial." So they remade that commercial, but as an advertisement for Hamilton, and they had Odom be Aaron Burr, and he's in the same set
that's fun.
or whatever, and he's making the peanut butter. And then the phone rings and he's Aaron Burr, but it's Aaron Burr saying,
Is this Marina Sirtis? Are you playing
Troy?
Deanna Troy.
Deanna Troy? Answer the phone. That's so weird. How did we
Call
call
is
the
coming from the Enterprise in the
How
future.
did we call the future?
Oh my god! You got tell Picard that I love him.
I
But,
know.
yeah,
I
That's
really,
what you would say to Troy if you were talking to her?
Sure, why not?
I really like.
She'd sense strong emotion.
Really like Hamilton. It's cool, man. Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I just it hurts me that people don't watch. I need people to watch it so I can make jokes and you get the joke.
I mean,
I'm
what
down,
joke is there
Ben.
to make, Ben? I mean, yeah. What?
There's lots of jokes.
I mean, I'm sure your Hamilton joke is slaying them. Maybe they've seen it. They just think your joke sucks.
And then
Hell
they
yeah.
use that as an excuse. Like,
I haven't
well,
seen.
don't
They
you
don't want to
get
hurt
it?
your
I
feelings.
haven't seen it.
I haven't seen
I
Hamilton.
haven't seen it.
Like, no, I remember you went when they came to the Chrysler. You had the shirt the next day, and even the water bottle.
You've gone
I
to the,
had a
you-
severe head injury
you went
shortly
to the
thereafter.
live you went to the live local show, but then you also saw the 2016 Broadway performance and were telling me about the differences between.
My whole thing is like,
You said the George Washington at the local show was better than the guy at the Broadway.
I really like the guy who plays George Washington. He's good.
I've honestly heard that criticism though, that the guy who played it here at Chrysler did way better than the actual Washington.
He was pretty good.
Chris Jackson.
It's weird to me though that why would Mike Pence go see that? Like that's got nothing that he
How,
likes.
how did you? Well, it was the show to see.
Yeah.
But like
It's
all those
one of those things,
minorities
like,
had to
it's-
make him uncomfortable. You know, he was holding on to his wallet the whole time.
It's a status thing. Like all
He
the.
was like looking around. Yeah!
And then when he
Unfortunately,
tried to
those-
leave, they started yelling at him. He's like, "Oh my god,
Oh God, Mother, sit down.
release the hounds!"
Mother, sit. Hold on to your purse, Mother. They're everywhere.
Theatrics have surrounded us. I need my detail.
The Latinos are everywhere. Look at their bosoms. Oh, it's wrong.
Why is Jefferson making me feel uncomfortable?
Oh, Jefferson's such a hot man. Oh God, what's wrong with me?
This is how they get you, Mother.
Oh God,
Pray the gay away.
please pray with me, Mother.
Pray with me,
I've
Mother.
been doing it all my life.
Help me not be a gay robot.
It's just like my brother Race always said.
Alexander Hamilton. But yeah, so Star Trek, man, it's a good episode.
Oh,
So good we didn't talk about it.
Sloan Peterson. So I haven't seen the new Bill and Ted movie. Does he make an appearance?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
in it. I heard it's really great.
He's in the new one.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good to see Death is still working.
But then, like,
Always.
somehow, like, this whole thing breaks down, I guess.
And see, this is where I thought, okay, so there was the database that Koval had
Yes.
that Section 31 wanted. And that was mentioned kind of early on.
No, I don't think Section 31 wanted it.
Well, they wanted his secret database, but then Bashir comes up with the idea on his own. Hey, we can figure out who the spy is if we get his. So when he started talking that nonsense, I was like, oh shit, they done played him so hard that Bashir now thinks he's come up with the idea to get this database, and he's going to do it to try to figure out who the assassin is. In reality, Sloane's going to be like, gotcha, I got the database. Ha, 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 ha. But that was not what happened.
No, that wasn't.
I didn't trust anybody in this episode. I thought
No,
that
it
was
was
all
cool.
lies.
It was lies within lies.
The only one that you trusted was Julian, and he was the only one that was kind of being honest and forthcoming about the whole thing.
I mean, then he's his confidant when he's talking to Admiral Ross, and then all of a sudden Admiral Ross has an aneurysm just at random.
Yeah.
Oh, it happens with men of his age. What? I'm his age.
Very common in the 24th century.
Just random aneurysms with admirals. Boy, I mean, and seriously, that's where you get to in life is, I don't want to have that. God damn it, I don't want to talk to Bashir today. Tell him I had an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Like, he just...
And
like,
it's plausible. It's like, oh, well, he is that age.
Wouldn't you think, though, like if you're Bashir and all this thing's going on, he just has an aneurysm that he was kind of poisoned or something? Like
That's what I thought.
or maybe you check it out because you have this suspicion
you're
and
a
you're one of
doctor.
the best doctors
That's
in the
what I was
fleet.
thinking. It's like, he's a doctor. Why didn't he go like check him out and say like, hey, maybe I can help?
Oh, he's got an aneurysm. I'm a doctor. I'll go check him out. They go, oh fuck, he is a doctor. God,
Is he? I thought it was.
We didn't think this one out.
I thought it was like a.
And for everything else.
He's a fucking MD. I thought you said he had a PhD. What the fuck?
he's not a botanist.
All right,
That's
quick.
Keiko. Fuck.
Give the Admiral an aneurysm.
It's like, look,
Just say
Admiral.
that he's depressed.
Look, we're going to give you a fake aneurysm.
What do you mean?
You'll be fine. It's the 24th century. You'll be fine.
But as soon as he had the aneurysm, I instantly thought like Putin stuff because it's the Romulans, so it's completely plausible. I thought they poisoned
they
them.
Or
killed the
Section 31.
Yeah.
the Admiral Fuji apples that died a while back. That they were, said, oh yeah, we think
The Fugees? Praz?
No, the other
Lauren
Admiral.
Hill. Admiral Lauren Hill. She was like 30 minutes late.
No, Admiral Fujisaki died last year, and they think he was poisoned by the Romulans.
Was this on the show?
You don't get food poisoning, huh?
Was this on the show?
Yeah, this was in the episode. That was when they suspect that Koval.
It's a fake. Is it that one?
No, Admiral Fujisaki was the Starfleet admiral
Who
they
got
think
COVID.
Koval killed.
Oh, he got Koval. Oh, Koval.
He got Koval.
COVID.
Oval
Right.
19.
But it was in, what was it? It was like very tidy that there was no.
Well, you know that only like 6% of the cases actually die from Koval. It's like,
Worth the risk.
Yeah, it's the rest of it's just, bullshit made up by the space CDC
So
trying to make
if you have
President Space Trump look
Space
bad.
Dems.
if you have
Those cuckold libs.
if you have a heart condition and you're crossing the street and you get hit by a truck, right? And on the way to the hospital, your heart just can't take the strain and you die. Did you die from your heart condition that was pre-existing, or did you die from being hit by a truck?
The woman was a doctor.
But her
The doctor was
emails.
a woman.
But
The
her
doctor
emails.
can't be a woman because the doctor has always been a man.
But her emails, dude.
What?
Lock her up. Either way.
Lock her up. Lock her in. I still think my favorite thing is this is what Joe Biden's America is going to look like. You got to elect me, but this is your America. Like
Literally.
these are live shots happening right now.
You're standing in the America that you made.
This is what will happen if Joe
Fascist
Biden's,
son of a
Biden's
bitch.
president. This is what's going to happen.
Those are clearly Democrat cities that are not part of America.
No, this is the black part of town. That's not real America.
Exactly. They're not real Americans.
No way.
Not the suburbs.
So there's something about needing some Nadion radiation to trigger.
They're just going to put it on Julian's hand.
Yeah. Well, no, that was to get some skin cells so he can do a DNA check.
Why would you try to shake a Romulan's hand? They don't seem like much for touching.
And you see how this dude
They have sex through a sheet.
It's like, okay, hey,
Like several sheets and shoulder pads.
Hey, Julian, do you want to have a private conversation? Come over here.
Yeah, I'm not having a private conversation with a
come
Romulan.
on.
No, thank you.
Come over here.
Anything you can say to me, you can say in front
down
of
this
the
dark
bowl.
hall, and no, I need you.
No.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
Sit in the chair.
But Julian's such a fucking egomaniac. He's like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. I'll go.
I am.
Am I getting a lap dance?
I think there's a
One
chick.
way or the other, you're gonna sit in this chair.
Oh, you're
and
one
I'm
way or
gonna
another.
drop it on you.
One way or another, you're gonna be sitting on my face.
And that's when they start doing the interrogation.
And they beat him up. He's got a swole lip, but they realize they can't mess with his genetically enhanced brain.
His brain is too.
But you know what? We can get the information we want out of you by taking you to space court. Dun 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 dun.
The Space
You're a
People's
sucker and
Court.
you'll just tell the truth.
Well, I mean, Julian's the only person in the episode that you can trust because they're all Romulans and fucking Section 31 people making stuff up.
I like how though he at one point though, with Ross in the hospital with his aneurysm, and can't trust Sloane, so he actually goes to Adrienne Barbeau and says, "Hey, I really loved your earlier work.
You have a very sexy name,
and I trust you, Adrienne Barbeau Romulan.
I trust your titties.
I want to suck up on him.
We have to.
Now, does your breasts have shoulder pads too, or no?
No, but they have the Vulcan points.
Like
I
Madonna.
imagine they would have padded bras.
Oh yeah, they have shoulder pads on top of them. Like, so it's just feels like a shelf.
Extra lift.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have it on the bottom. That wouldn't make sense.
I can't remember if it was Playboy or if it was Mad Magazine.
Was Adrienne Barbeau in that? In
No,
Playboy?
but they had Savick take her uniform jacket off, and she just had the.
And you jacked it off?
No, but then
did.
And she had like Vulcan points on her.
I did read
breasts.
that Leonard Nimoy busted Kim Cattrall in movie 6 trying to do sexy poses on the Enterprise. Like she was trying to take sexy pictures and fucking Nimoy shut it down. It's like, no.
Good.
He mind melded her.
Yeah, he
mind
was like,
meld raped her.
No, like she was trying to get sexy pictures.
Conference taking place? Don't ever take sexy pictures in your uniform.
Sexy.
Well, you got to
Without
respect
me being there as a cameraman.
Well, he is. Have you seen some of his stuff?
He's a great singer.
I saw his photo exhibit of his when I was up in Massachusetts, he was a pretty good artistic photographer. Some of it was, a little.
To be fair, he is great at everything. That Leonard Nimoy.
So you're saying he would have been good at taking the sexy pictures on the bridge?
Yeah, they would probably have been better than what she was planning to do.
That's why he said it then.
Yeah,
So
he wasn't upset that
selfies back in the 90s.
No, she was taking sexy photos. Like she was going to have
taking the pictures.
a cameraman, like an actual photographer.
I thought she was like sneaking pictures or something.
Nah, well, she was trying
with a
to,
disposable
but she
camera.
Yeah, she
Steve was
had
going to take it to Jackrabbit and get it developed in under an hour.
Jackrabbit.
And they're like, "Holy shit, that's Kim Cattrall!
She's on the Enterprise."
I'll sell these to the Inquirer."
Anybody know who she was back then?
Yeah,
What was she in before?
Mannequin.
Country?
yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was in Mannequin, bro.
Wasn't she already in Sex and the City by then?
No, that was
No.
in the 90s, Ben.
That was in the later 90s.
Yeah, where's your brain?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in like the
I thought
99s.
No, I thought like
Sex
Star
and the
Trek
City, I think it
6
was like
was-
96, 97 is when it came out.
like
That's
Star
when
Trek 6 was just.
That's when
before
everybody was drinking
Generations.
Cosmos, bro. 1998.
Jesus.
1998, 2004. And everybody was drinking Cosmos and going to brunch and shit. White women love brunch.
Time is a flat
Have a
circle.
Cosmo and go to brunch.
But yeah.
Right?
So
Jenny's just
then,
nuts.
That's where I learned it. That's where I learned to be an alcoholic.
You
Star
seem
Trek
more of an
6.
you seem more of an absolutely fabulous style drunk than a Sex and the City drunk.
did you ever watch that?
Sadly, I've probably seen more Sex in the City than Ab Fab.
Really, you seem more like an ab fab person to me.
Should be. I really should be. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Like snarky drunk Brits, you know?
Probably
Like,
availability. It's probably not easy to find episodes of that.
It was back in the day. It was on Comedy Central. That's where I
Yeah.
remember seeing it, and I was like, I don't understand this. Yeah, because I was too young.
Yeah, I still remember my favorite scene of any of that was from when Patsy she would like fall asleep, and when she would wake up in the morning, she would still be dressed from where she passed out at night or whatever.
Yeah,
And
her
then she would
daughter
just
would
wake
find
up
her
and
all
get
the
the
time.
martini. Well, no, that was Adina. I'm talking about Pat the blonde in like the episode where she fell asleep smoking and burnt her apartment down. And so it shows her,
funny.
she falls asleep and then she wakes up the next morning and the entire apartment is like sooted out black, and the alarm goes off, and then she just sits up, or the phone rings and she sits up in bed, and like half of her is sooted from where she was, like that was the side that was up, and she immediately comes up and lights her cigarette
Well, makes sense. It came out. It started in '92, and it's funny because it went from '92 to 2012, 5 seasons, 39 episodes.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years.
Yeah.
So British.
I love British television.
Me too, man. This series
And it's
was on for 30 years. They had 14 episodes.
just like I told your mother when she told me she was pregnant with you. I remember what I said. Bring me the knitting needles.
Jesus.
I love that show.
14 episodes in 30 years.
That's Britain.
Yeah, it's fun. So Julian spills his guts, and then all of a sudden they bring out Sloane Peterson, who got all beat up.
The shit out of him.
Yeah, and he was all like, "Oh man," and Julian was like, "Oh fuck, how am I gonna get out of this
And we
now?"
could use the brain scanners on him. And there is
He's got a weak, normal human mind.
yeah, and there's no such thing as Section 31. He's just regular Starfleet intelligence, and he made that shit up.
He's just some dummy making shit up.
So when this happened, it felt to me like it was the end of the episode, and I was like, "What?
There's 11 minutes left.
Dumb." I didn't even look to see how much time was left. I thought it was the end of the episode, and they were just going to leave us with there is no Section 31, and I was like, "That's bullshit."
What the fuck?
Well, it doesn't even make sense because, everybody else has their secret intelligence. Starfleet just has to by proxy.
No, we always tell the truth. We're Starfleet. We don't lie.
Sure.
The first
Starfleet doesn't lie.
The first duty of a Starfleet officer
New
is
duty.
the truth.
You said duty.
See, that would be the eventual evolution of Wesley Crusher, as he becomes a Section 31 agent and just starts lying and stealing.
That'd be cool. He's like a rogue 31.
Assassinating people.
I'd watch that. I wouldn't, because fuck that guy. They'd have to get somebody new to do it.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
Well, just Wesley Crusher's face bothers me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I never had any animosity towards him on the show.
He's got a punchable face.
But yeah, like as an adult, I don't. Yeah.
Smug.
Yeah,
Smug.
as an adult, he's fallen out of favor with me.
I will never be on any actual like Star Trek
Man, you never
franchise. I could have been.
Maybe one day. We
could've
were
been a
going
contender.
legitimate for a little while when we were hanging out with the Trek FM guys. But then, like,
They tried to clean us up.
yeah.
They'd invite us on their show.
Good luck.
And
But we dirtied them up a little bit, and then they're still doing their podcast and
Yeah,
stuff.
there's a restraining order now, so it's.
I wouldn't
it
go
got
that
ugly.
far.
I try to reach out to Michael Fisher and I reach out to Chris and they're just like, hey dude,
Well, I was friends with.
the judge said you're not supposed to.
I kind of fell out of favor with those dudes. One of them because I followed him on social media, but he didn't follow me, and I was like, "What the fuck is that all about? You think you're better than me?" So then I stopped after that. Not the main guy. This was another dude. I was
Everybody follows me because I'm Benjamin Goddamn McCormick.
like, Doctor.
Dr. Benjamin Goddamn McCormick.
He's a doctor.
They're good. I mean, I
2 doctorates.
like the
bitches.
cool part about Trek FM. It's like if you want to hear like well thought out, well produced, kind of different style, because they have various programs on their network. They have like 6 or 7 different shows where they talk about different kind of, I guess, facets of Trek. Then that's right up your alley. If you want to listen to 4 fucking weirdos talk about Seinfeld, then I mean,
I wanted to bring up in the Patreon, but let me talk since we're on the subject somewhat. We think we're ripped off by Lower Decks and CBS All Access.
We are.
A guy that he does Star Trek YouTube stuff. He also has a podcast.
Star Trek U porn.
Yeah. So his podcast
sign me
is
up.
no YouTube videos. So YouTube.
don't go there.
He
I
has a
don't know what that
podcast
is.
that I found. He mentioned it on one of his videos, and I had to go look for it. And it's called Ensign's Log, and it's basically 2 Starfleet ensigns on the Enterprise. Right, and it starts out on the original series, and I'm assuming as they go through the episodes, they'll catch it because they've already done most of, or I've listened to like the first 2 seasons.
So what do they do? Logs from the shows?
It's supposedly a communications officer and a security officer on the original Enterprise.
Okay.
Right, and they're just 2 ensigns. And they come in and it's like he started this thing called a podcast so that they took pseudonyms. So I'll call myself Ensign Barkley and you'll be Ensign Riker. And
Those are not original names for Star
right.
Trek.
Well, they don't want people to know who they are.
Bad start.
And so they talk about just life, and basically it'll be kind of tied into whatever that week's episode is. And so each week is, they started with the first episode, and then they've worked their way.
So it's kind of like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead for Star Trek?
Kind of, except it's more entertaining, which that's one of my favorite movies. So that's, but no, so
what's this called?
Ensign's Log.
I'll have to check that out.
Steve Shives is one of the, he's the one who has
Earl Shives' son, the paint car guy?
I found him because I was having a rant about Trump supporting Trek fans.
What?
Trek fans that are Trump supporters.
Oh, I thought you meant like Trump supporting Trek fans.
No.
I love the Trek fans.
I love Star Trek.
Star Trek fans.
What's your favorite series? I love all the
Operation
series.
Warp Speed.
I love all the
that's
series.
not a good
Scene out there.
I love all the series. Who's your favorite captain? All of them. I love all the captains.
I talk to a lot of
Captain
people, and they
Corinthians.
say that there's no greater Star Trek fan than me. And they gave me a test. They gave me a test about the Star Trek, and they said
Television.
They said, I said communicator, bridge, starship, Uhura. And 25 years later, they asked me the same, and I said comm badge, bridge. No, so he has politically, he's kind of the same mind of like, what show are you fucking watching?
Well, I think there's lots of Star Trek fans. I mean, we've said that several times. Like, how are you?
Yeah. This is a communist utopian future.
Godless society.
It's like their whole thing is transhumanism. And what?
Where people with religious views are like openly like, how do you do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
There was a
What?
planet of proto-Vulcans,
Yeah.
and he lost his shit because they were going to make Picard a god. It's like, no, I can't let them do that. I have to go back and violate the Prime Directive to fix this so they don't have religion.
Well, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Then it's over.
That wraps it
So
up.
Sloan's beat up and they kill him. End of
Pew pew.
It's like, holy shit, they shot Sloan. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that coming either. And then he's dead. And then Julian's laying in bed and he just finished rubbing one out. And he's like, wait a minute. Because that's when you always think
You get that post
is after you're done. You're like, wait a second. And he cleans up and he's like, hey, Admiral.
Well, when he just wiped it on the pillow and went.
Yeah,
was
it's
not
not my
much.
pillow. This isn't my quarters. I don't care.
This
Bellerophon. I don't give a fuck.
Hey,
this is some Voyager looking shit.
So tell me about how's your aneurysm? How's that brain of yours?
It got better.
Everything flowing okay?
Yeah,
Fine.
doing good.
I walked it off.
Doctor said, take a nap, couple aspirin, you'll be fine.
I love how when they have a conversation that's off the record, they take off their comm badges.
That doesn't turn them off.
And just
That's
on the
what
desk.
I think too. It's like it's not off, man. It's just not on you.
It's like a couple of cops took their badges off.
Look,
This is
It's off the
I
record.
took it as like, okay, we're removing the ranks, like some
Yeah.
people say, this rank is not an issue in this situation.
But they still have the pips.
Has that ever
exactly.
worked? Has that rank is not? Has that ever? Because I've been in. No, talk to Patterson McCormick. Go ahead and just honestly.
It'd
no
be cool
rank
if they
here.
were like, all right, this is off the record, and they just both strip down nude, and they're like, all right, what's up? Now we're
It's
just
the only way I can trust you.
now we're just naked men looking at each
There
other.
can be no
telling each-
recording devices.
Let's go in the holodeck and do a Alamo scenario. Naked.
We can put coonskin caps on our dicks because I have them readily available.
Or just one coonskin cap. I'll put mine in the front. You put yours in the back, so it kind of stands it up.
But yeah, so where's fucking Sloane Peterson?
And we find out that
We know she skipped school.
she's hanging.
We know
out
she's with Ferris.
She's with Ferris, but there's no proof.
They went to the Cubs game.
She was supposed to beam out before Ferris picked her up in the car.
So how did they even manage that one? Like they were able to beam him out of like a secure Romulan courtroom? That's pretty crazy.
Hey, it's Section 31.
I mean, I guess that's how they roll, baby.
I kind of thought, even before they revealed that he was supposed to teleport, because I figured he's not dead. I figured maybe that
Aren't you smart,
was
Dennis?
like a transporter or something.
Dennis is fucking bragging again about how he knows everything.
Yeah. Well, they try to trick you too much
Somebody
in
around
this
here has
episode.
to.
I guess if it's not Ben. Oh, they're still here. Shit, Jay.
Oh. So glad you two started the show without me and Dennis.
Yeah, but now I feel you.
They're just trying
I
to
get-
trick you though every time. So it's like, okay, obviously this is not what's actually happening.
Yeah. Well, they were all in on it except the lady, except Adrienne Barbeau.
Yeah.
And she
Of
got
course.
The bus.
she got her comeuppance. Because her emails. Lock her up.
They
Exactly.
checked. They found her emails.
Yeah.
She was a traitor. And
Yep.
they locked her up.
They locked her up.
Bullshit.
And then we find out that Koval, he was the spy all along. And this just made him look even better and more trustworthy.
Yeah.
He pulled the Kaiser Soze moment where like his messed up makeup all of a sudden became perfect.
And he started walking normal again.
Yeah.
People were like, oh, Kaiser Soze.
What?
Kaiser Soze!
Koval
I
Kent.
managed not to have that movie spoiled
That's pretty good.
up until I want to say it was just like 4 or 5 years ago when I first watched that.
Really?
Oh wow.
Now it's super
I was still over
problematic.
at the other place when I watched that for the first time. I had no idea that it ended the way it ended.
Yeah.
And I was like, now I get 20 years worth of jokes. Holy fuck.
Because I saw the movie a bunch of times. Because remember when Columbus Station used to do dollar movies?
Mm-hmm.
That one was a dollar
Remember
movie.
theaters.
Yeah, remember movie theaters? Remember when they were $1 and you could go see a second-run movie for $1? I saw Usual Suspects in the theaters like 13 times because it was $1. So I would just go all the time. And like I saw it, I was watching it, me and a couple friends, and there was like a bunch of young kids in the background. They were younger than us because I think we were like 20. They were probably like 17, 18, and they were watching it. And obviously they'd never seen the film before because when Kevin Spacey starts crying, they're like, that punk motherfucker. Like they're just screaming at this. There's nobody in the theater. There's like, it's us and them. And they're watching this. That guy's a fucking punk bitch. He's crying like a fucking, you fucking loser. And then at the end of the movie where he starts walking over, they're like, oh shit. They went nuts. And I was like, wow, that's a movie right there. That,
Yeah.
And now he's a raper.
That son of a bitch.
And so is the guy who
Probably
directed
was
it.
back then.
The guy who directed the movie's a raper too.
Who directed
Who
that?
directed it?
Your boy who did the X-Men movies, Bryan Singer,
Oh yeah.
also a raper, and Baldwin's
Great
in it, and
movie.
he's Trumpy guy. So this movie's super problematic now. The only thing that holds up is Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, guys.
Hey,
I was just in there for the funny accent.
look, I just flipped you. That's it. I just flipped you, and then I died, and that's it. I'm gone.
Yeah. And Kevin Pollak's in that too, isn't he?
Yeah, he was good in that. Yeah.
He was in everything else back then, so why not?
What a weird cast. Kevin Pollak, a super young Benicio del Toro, a Baldwin, Stephen Baldwin? Stephen? Not even one of the good ones?
Nope. They ran
Kevin
out of budget. They had a budget Baldwin.
Kevin Spacey, and then what's his name? Gabriel Byrne, right? Was that his name?
Yep,
Gabriel
Gabriel
Byrne?
Byrne.
Yeah. What a strange cast. You know?
I forgot that Alec Baldwin.
Oh, and then what's his face too? Chaz Palminteri, looking all weird. And then the guy from Taxi, not from Taxi. What's his name? From Clueless. The dad from Clueless is in it.
Oh, really? Dan Hedaya?
Yeah, he's the other police officer guy. And what's his name? The younger black dude. He was younger then. Now he's real old. He was the other detective. Fuck, I can't remember his name now. It's gonna piss me off.
Eddie Murphy?
No, not Eddie Murphy. It's not Arsenio Hall either.
Okay, that's the only two I know from that era.
All right.
His name, I can't. Once I
Pete Postlethwaite was in it, playing a Japanese person. Another
Giancar-
problematic thing in that movie.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Who was playing a Japanese movie?
That's Frank.
Pete Postlethwaite.
That's right. Kobe's playing Kobayashi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, Kobayashi? What the fuck are they trying to do here?
Alias. That's an alias, obviously.
He spoke with an accent that was obviously making him Japanese.
Yeah. Kobayashi. Yeah. Yeah.
His last name was
Giancarlo Esposito or whatever the fuck his name is.
Esposito.
Esposito.
Yeah, from all the Spike Lee movies.
Yeah, I know. That's where I knew him
Look at me,
from.
Hector.
Wait,
Yeah.
is that the
Yeah,
Look at
Gus
Me, Hector
Fring.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played fucking Bugging Out.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
posted a picture of him from like the early Spike Lee days, and then all the movies like in order.
God damn, he's been
Sure,
around
that
fucking
evolution.
forever.
Yeah. I saw him
great,
in Breaking Bad, and I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. He looks kind of familiar, but oh well. And it took me a long time before I'm like, oh shit, this is the guy from that who's also from that.
Hey, Walter, how come you don't got any
Yeah.
pictures of black guys on your message?
He was fucking
Oh my
Bugging
God.
Out.
See, that works.
I love Bugging Out.
Respect the
I gotta tell you what, I watched the Public Enemy release. I know this episode's gone on entirely too long, and I apologize. Jen, if you want to leave anytime you can.
I'm just tired. I gotta pee.
Go to bed. Go pee. Get out of here. Go.
What's your rating?
What's your rating, Jenny?
Let's just do ratings.
9. It was amazing. I
All
love
right.
this episode.
All right,
Oh,
9.
wow.
I'm gonna say a 7. I really liked it.
I'm going to say an 8. It was fun. I like the whole spycraft thing and the loops and circles that it made.
Mhm.
You don't know who to trust. Dennis?
See, I thought it was like a 5.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus!
Oh wow, this is all over.
I'm done with this show.
I thought it was overwrought, and like Julian kind of sucked. I thought, and his acting was kind of shitty. I thought in this
Wow,
episode.
okay.
This
all
was
right.
one of the best Julian episodes. This is like he
good.
finally
No.
pulled his shit together in this episode.
No, he was.
I didn't
he was
hate him.
acting too hard at everything.
Like when he gets
done.
all up in the Admiral's face at the end. It was
I
great.
didn't like Julian's
It was
like
lame though. Them taking communicators are coming off, and
Them-
that's
that-
like, oh, what are you doing, guys? Come on.
Julian's holier than thou, like, and you had to do that, and like, come on, man, like, yeah. But I liked it. I thought it was good.
It's how
Jenny, get out of here. Go.
how the wonderful
Bye.
side of Starfleet
Jenny.
officers. Bye. That
That
whole
poor woman.
we're so uptight and so full of ourselves and how good we are, and then when you see that no we're not, and have to confront that, and you've lived your whole life thinking that Starfleet's one way, and then you have the ugly underbelly shoved right in your face, you get a little bitchy about it.
I like this. That's weird, man. 'Cause that's very rare. We went from a 9 to a 5 in a rating. Most of the time, they're all very closely knit.
Dennis has been an outlier several times.
I mean, not recently, but yeah,
That
I
was-
just wasn't feeling it.
A 5, all right. I mean, that's the cool part about the episode, though, because I thought it was fantastic.
Great. I'm glad
And then
you guys
that-
enjoyed it.
Wow, you don't have to be such a dick about it, Dennis. God.
No, I'm serious.
I'm just kidding. And then next week is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, I don't like it.
10, we'll be done with this by Christmas. Probably. 10 weeks, September, October,
That's what
November.
they said about the soldiers in Vietnam. They'll be home by Christmas. How'd that work out, Bob?
Well, we're gonna do 10. We're gonna record
Bring
every
those
week.
podcast episodes
Get it
home,
done.
Dork
We're gonna
Track.
get it done. We're gonna get it done.
I think if we're going to do that, we need to do like they did when this first aired, and take a week off, and then just barrel through it.
No, let's just get it done. I mean, it's only 10 weeks.
We may not see our families again at this rate. No. How many weeks until the election?
It was like 60 days, I think.
Okay,
so 2 months, 4, 8.
8 weeks. All
weeks.
right, so we should do this as fast as possible.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right, let's get out of here.
10 weeks.
Thank you guys for listening. This was a really long one. We apologize. I don't even think we talked about Star Trek all that much, and I kind of apologize.
I kind of don't.
Yeah, but this is what we do. This is what we do. That's what we do. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.